Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode on the Drayton Town Career Mode on FC24. So we're coming towards the end of these recordings. I'm going to try and get up to, if I can, as quickly as I can, try and get to the Premier League, maybe do one season in there and then call it quits, because obviously FC25 is round the corner, less than a month, or probably just less than a month now till it comes out, then start doing the career mode and everything like that. So really looking forward to that, bringing, sort of the game and stuff like that. So depending on what I do, there will be changes. I already know certain players from this won't be in there. There'll be a lot of changes. There might be new players. And obviously there's new graphics and a whole in depth of career mode and everything like that to really look into. So I'm going to look forward to bringing you that as well. I've also got a little surprise for the pro clubs team that I play on as well, with a new channel coming up for that. But in the meantime, we're stuck in League One at the moment and we get off to an absolute flying start. Mikey Everett just can't stop scoring goals. He absolutely boomed that top bins, and no, you could have put 6 goalkeepers in there. No one is saving that. He hit it so high into that corner. It's a great strike, and what we need away from home, especially a decent team like Rotherham that they are, sort of flying as well. And then Mikey again, power shot. I thought the defender was going to cut back and put a tackle in. He didn't. Mikey just hits it. He just scores goals. Like, just give him a grand per goal in for his contract. He's such a really good player and a key asset for us as well. We nearly conceded because one of my players tackled their own player, and Ian had to make a save. But sort of got away one from there. The corner was a little bit poor. Ryan managed to get the ball and clear it out. And then here, we just caught lacking. There's a good little tackle. Miller should have gone to the inside, but he went for goal. It's a good finish. Beating his near post again. The near post glitch. One of them things. But yeah, just really frustrating for us that we did concede a goal right before half-time. After half-time, Tommy almost made our 2-goal deficit back, but it was an absolutely fantastic save from the goalkeeper. And then here, Chris almost gets there, but he arrives on it late and heads it high and sort of over. Really poor header from him. But yeah, the second half was all us. I put in a really good ball. It was almost an own goal. Sam was almost there, but the defender sort of panicked. I don't know what he was thinking. But yeah, it was a very weak corner. I put the corner in. Nothing actually sort of happened from that. But from the other side, Paul, look at that on the volley. Oh, it's such a good shot. It's a really decent save as well from the goalkeeper. But what an effort that was. But yeah, we come away unlucky from winning that, or winning it by more, I should say. But in the meantime, we now have the perfect opportunity to make history. We already beat Man United in the Carabao Cup. Of course, they made changes. Man City have actually made changes as well, despite starting Haaland. But there was no real threats in here, except for Haaland. Obviously, him on his own is scary enough, in all honesty. But City didn't really put a massive array of talent out. There was like 2-3 players. It was such a weird squad. Like Nunes, I'm not really too sure. And McAtee, he was one who actually had City's big chance. It's a good save. It falls to Haaland. He lays it to Bakayoko, who's then shot his blocks. I don't know who this Bakayoko is, but a lot of reserves players for City. I think Haaland and Grealish was one of their main threats, and Guardiola. But yeah, it was all City. The opening 15 minutes, just corner after corner. Sort of attempt after attempt, really. But we finally get there. First chance, Jax did so well. What a little cross. This is in towards Keane, a Man United player, almost scoring at Man City's ground. That would have been a story to behold. But that actually did happen. 10 minutes later, Neil gets through one-on-one with a goalkeeper and smashes across to Ederson. And of course, you have to bring out the gritty when you score at your rivals' sort of ground, really. As a Man United fan that he is, you've got to obviously gritty and celebrate like that in front of the City end. But it was good for us. We caught him on the counter. City's high line. There's a couple of clips in there where City literally play in the defensive line in my half. Like, it's crazy how deep it is. McAtee again. He was trying this McAtee. I don't know if it's the guy who was on loan at Barnsley in real life last season, but he was definitely trying on this game. Hakimi didn't get the better of Jax. Jax actually did well. I don't know why he cut back on his right foot, but he manages to score, and we take a 2-0 shock lead here at Man City. And again, as I said, this is not the FA Cup. The FA Cup, they'll play their full-strength team. That's what they tend to do. Carabao Cup is obviously all about making changes. But we actually do get caught out Early on, De Bruyne then came off the bench. Haaland goes 1-on-1 and he's just scoring that in the undersov, makes it 2-1, makes it interesting, shall we say. But yeah, we just gave it away and it was poor from us, really. But something that can't be helped. So then I made changes because they made changes and started bringing on some real serious talent. And then 5 minutes later, Mikey just gets in and scores, makes it 3-1. You're hoping to kill the game. That's what we kind of want. But yeah, Man City, just the talent that they did bring off the bench was really, really scary. And then here, coming from a free kick, they even brought Kramaric on. I think they've signed from Inter Milan as well. I've never scored a free kick with Mikey, and I was so close. It hit Grealish's head and went over for a corner. Yeah, I was so close to actually scoring my first free kick on this career mode because I've not actually scored a free kick like this before. But Tommy managed to header it up and over the goalkeeper and kind of seal the victory, really. That's done and dusted for us now. We go forward and take our place in the next round. City did have a couple more chances. Haaland, great shot there, almost in. Soft standing there, looked like he had it covered, but I'm pretty sure that he didn't have it covered. And then Mikey, when he doesn't score goals, he creates them. What a turn and a run that was. Sent the defender back. A great time through ball. I had all the time in the world. Slots it through. Makes it 5-1. 115 charges Man City are going to be charged with soon. They're going to have to maybe buy a couple more players, getting absolutely destroyed by a League One club. Yes, they didn't have their full-strength team. If they did, then I generally believe that we would have been absolutely battered because the first 15 minutes they absolutely battered us. And yeah, it was just one of them things where yeah, you just can't help it because on a different note, it would be a different story. Could lose. I reckon I could have lost 4 or 5-0 if the City had a couple of their big players actually starting. Huddersfield away. I would say that this is probably not a hard game, but Huddersfield have actually not lost at home yet this season. They've won 6 and drawn 2, so it was always going to be a difficult afternoon for us. So we had to be on our A game, really, in that respect. We had a couple of early chances, not really nothing to ponder. Ball comes back out from Tommy, good little header back out to me, great touch, puts a lot of power in, goes towards Sam, but just couldn't get there with the header, and then nothing comes of that. But all for Huddersfield's sort of good defensive ability that they do have. They made a mistake here in the rain, heavy touch, and then Mikey just goes through and scores. And again, Mikey just scores goals. Might as well just call it Mikey Everett FC or something. He just scored all the goals for us, which I don't really mind. That's what is, that's his job. To score goals, but we just play so well when he does score goals. Here he sets up Neil, great touch, what a save that is from the goalkeeper. If it's all for Huddersfield remaining unbeaten at home this season, I think their keeper goes down for a lot of credits. He made a half decent save there, and then from this corner from Dan, it's another unbelievable, fantastic save. Mick can't believe it, I couldn't believe it. I was kind of half celebrating when that in, thinking that Huddersfield don't want to get back into this game due to the fact that one goal would change it in their favour, and it nearly did. Novio, lack of concentration. I just had to take the man. He was probably going to go through and score, and then yeah, unfortunately, in these sort of situations, you have to take one for the team. It was either Dan or Chris, and it ended up being Dan, probably just because he got the longer legs. But Dan gets sent off, and that will be a 3-game ban for him now, which is unfortunate. But we needed to. Well, I wanted to win this game desperately just because of the chase and pack is really, really catching up with us. Ian had to be then in fine saves. A red card changes the momentum, which I would like in this sort of game. Hopefully they bring that in the next FIFA as well. That if you get obviously sent off, it changed the momentum and it flipped. And then we caught Huddersfield on the counter-attack, and Jacks with a great header back across the goalkeeper follows up with his goal in midweek to a goal in the league as well. I like it when the wingers get involved and really do play really well. And it just makes a difference to the whole team about how we play as well. So really happy that we managed to get a win at Huddersfield, and we end Huddersfield's unbeaten home record. So they've now lost the game at home, which is fine. It's just makes it more better for us, I would say, in terms of going forward and not fearing anyone. But the team that I did fear is Peterborough. They've been in League One for so long. I think they had one season in the championship, but look at that for flowing touch of football. Really good goal. Started on the left wing, 2 or 3 passes down the wing, and it's a fine finish into the top corner, and gives Peterborough, I would say, a deserved lead. We played 5 minutes, so we really caught in the corner of the counter attack. But when you see like Mason Clark to Haviland, Clark Harris, of course he's there in this, but yeah, scary lineup. Paul had a great chance to equalise. He hit it straight at the goalkeeper. Anywhere else is in, but he hit it straight at him. Peterborough almost went 2-0 up. Half decent shot, but it was a good save from Sov trying to start these quick counter attacks. And then on the stroke of half time, our first chance really falls to Mikey. It's a great shot, but it's an even better save. Just tips it quickly around the post. And yeah, we didn't really get anything until the second half. Neil did really well. Good turn into Mikey, takes a touch away from the defender, scores, makes it 1-1. Kind of take a point in this sort of scenario, really, because obviously Peterborough are really dangerous going forward. They've got probably one of the best attacks, even in League One in general as well. But yeah, you can see how good their attack is. Look, really quick one-touch football, passing flow and move. Ajibo, or what his name is, whatever his name is. Drayton just had to take one for the team. And of course, Dan is out for 3 games. This is obviously his first miss. And now Jaden will be out for 3 games as well. So a little bit of defensive worry going into the next couple of games, because obviously we now have a couple of centre-backs out suspended. But Ocean here, 1v1, cuts inside. It's not the best of shots, but it's low and hard that goes under the goalkeeper, makes it 2-1, a late goal with 10 men as well. Absolutely fantastic from Ocean, coming off the bench as well. For actually Sam we came off with, because Sam was very struggling with the fitness and sort of how many games that we have played. MK Don's next. This time we get off to a flying start. What a finish that is from Neil. He's only scored in the cup, really, not really league goals. Neil was not really chipped away with, but he helps us out there with one there. It was a fantastic finish with the half volley to make it 1-0 for us. MK Dons had a great chance to equalise this. Dennis hit it straight at Ian anywhere else, and I think that is in the back of the net. And then right in the stroke of half time, this time we did it. He had all the time to take a touch and even turn as well. It's poor defensively from us. But as I said, we've obviously got 2 main defenders out as well. So it's going to affect us, I think, in these next sort of 3 or 4 games, due to the fact, obviously, that we just need to make sure defensively that we are strong. And then come of the hour, come of the man on so many times this season, Mikey Everett again scoring with an absolutely fantastic finish. Didn't power it, just finessed it into the corner. No keeper saving that again. Mikey does like to find these top corners. And then the FA Cup game here, we got really square out. Defenders trying to get back, but Alfie makes a really good save and it's cleared. This FA Cup game was all Walsall in the first half. It was absolutely fantastic from them. But in the second half, I guess we sort of calmed down, relaxed a little bit, got a hold of the ball, and when we did, Robbie scores, and now he's definitely been quiet. He's one that I might have to start putting on the bench as well. Because obviously he's only playing the cup games and not really much on the bench. So with a threat like Robbie, definitely have to bring him on to try and score again. He nearly gets another goal here. It's a great save from the goalkeeper. When in these FA Cup games, you've got to try and put the games to bed, just because you never know what's going to happen. And we did just that. Dean did really well. Lays it out to Tyler. It's a great little ball from Tyler. Robbie's header was probably too powerful for the keeper. Could have saved it straight at him. But nonetheless, we make it 2-0. Robbie's second goal of the game as well, and that is probably us into the next round of the FA Cup. Also did try, they are a good outfit in League 2 at the moment. They'll probably be in and around the playoffs. Couple of half chances they had, but they just tied towards the end. They used a lot in the first half. Robbie did really well, or Keane did really well. Robbie with a header is a good save, but Robbie just heads it into an empty net. Keeper's not up quick enough, makes it 3-0, makes it a hat-trick. A happy return for Robbie, that is, and hopefully we can carry this on. Yeah, as I said, it might have to push him in to being on the bench as well. So never know what's going to happen. Disappointing for Alfie here. It's such a poor shot to let in. It's poor defensively from us. When I was playing, I'd say half through my controller, because I wanted Alfie to get the clean sheet that he probably does deserve. But yeah, I was just really frustrated with the way that we conceded that goal, just because it went under Alfie. That should have been saved. Jackson goes up the other end, literally on the stroke of half time. I say it's the kickoff glitch. It's quite easy to score on career mode from the kickoff as well, to be fair. So Jack goes up the other end, and makes us go into the next round. So December's coming. There's a big sort of gap. Yes, we're 10 points clear, but we've got some big games in December. I am led to believe from checking this, we do have, I think we got like the top 7 maybe as well. Rotherham, who I half expected to be up there as well. There's a couple of teams like Wrexham, Orient, MK Dons, Rotherham should be up there towards that. It could all change. Pompey were 17th and now they're 8th. So a lot can change. Get a decent run of results together. Things do change. Clean sheets, Alfie hasn't kept any. Sov has a lot, and so does Ian. They're doing really well. Mikey's just absolutely smashing it. In terms of league goals, he's got 14 goals out of the 15. He's only one. He's come in the Carabao Cup, which of course was at City. Ocean, Sam, Neil, of course, got a couple. Robbie got a hat-trick, so he's gone from 2 to 5. So it just boosts up their scores. Chris as well, Jackson, Dan. Myself has not been playing very well. I need 2 goals. Probably needs to contribute a little bit more. Have 8 assists, so 10 goal contribution is okay, I guess, for a winger in the first couple of months, but ideally need a couple more from me as well. But yeah, really happy with how we're going, the progress and everything like that as well. So, and I think with the clean sheets, just wrapping it up, of course, Alfie hasn't kept one yet, but Sov has 5, Ian has 4. So again, pretty close between them two who's going to get the golden glove. But that is going to wrap up the episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel, like the video, comment, and I shall see you all for the next episode.